to another fabulous episode of Experts Eating Cake. I'm your host, Michelle Thomas, and what I'm going to be doing is getting one of my fabulous mates on, and we're going to be eating together, we're going to be flapping our chops, and we're going to be putting the world to rights. So this particular person, I've been stalking her on the internet for the last few years. I've been showing up in her world every now and again, because I think what she offers is really valuable to the likes of me and you and anybody else that's a little bit scared of social media, a little bit bored of social media, or is just totally overwhelmed by it, because she makes it easy. So bright, bold, and beautiful, it's Heather Rose from Pink Fizz Social. Hello!
Hello!
Oh my gosh, let's get this going. Let's get the ticky. We've got the ticky on, so everybody knows who's on today. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm fabulous. I went down the Pink Brigade. I don't know if you noticed. Mine's more rhubarb and custard than neon pink.
All in the pink. All in the pink.
I don't know why. I don't even blooming like pink.
Charming.
Yeah, I played ballet for 12 years and I still don't really like pink.
I've got a pink drink as well.
Oh my God. So it's all about the pink. It's all about pineapples for me. See how many pineapples you can count in my office today. There's a few.
Three, I can see.
Oh, you're missing a few.
Oh.
I'll give you a clue.
On your glasses.
Mm-mm.
Earrings. Yay!
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of them here as well. Got these little pineapples.
Well, I was trying to work out whether they were pineapples or just pins, and I couldn't quite see.
They are pineapple pins. Let me just show you.
Oh, they're cute.
Golden pineapples.
Oh, I love a little bit of nice stationery.
Oh, I just stop it.
Not sure you were quite meant to do that.
No, I don't think so. Oh, do you know what? It's lovely to have you on today.
Oh, thank you.
We are going to eat cake.
My favourite.
We're going to talk about socials. Your favourite.
My favourite again.
I'm going to tell everybody exactly what it is that you do and exactly who you help and how you help them and how they can actually get to work with you. If they're one of those people that struggles with socials, because we all kind of do, don't we?
Yeah, I think people make it too complicated, or they think it's too complicated and they get overwhelmed and they overthink things, which we all tend to do, don't we, in life? Overthink things. And when I speak to my clients or people in my world, and that tends to be the main thing, the overthinking.
Yeah. And you're going to give us some really good tips of how to actually overcome that overwhelm, just to kind of like get our heads back on track long enough. Right, cake time. What you got?
Oh, what have you got?
No, guess first.
Well, there's a story behind mine.
Yes, I love a good cake story.
So I didn't get a chance to go out myself. So I went, Dad, because my dad now lives with us, I need cake. He went, what do you want cake for? So I said, I'm going being interviewed on this amazing podcast and I've got to bring cake. And he just looked at me like I was bonkers. I don't even think he knows what a podcast is.
You need to educate him on that.
I do. So off he goes to Tesco's. He said, oh, what do you want? I said, well, I really love carrot cake. Carrot cake is one of my favourites. So I said, get me a carrot cake. And if you can't find carrot cake, just get me like a pink fairy cake or something. So keep it in the branding if you can't find me carrot cake. Or cheesecake, because I thought even though it's not quite a cake, it says cake in the title, doesn't it?
No, cheesecake counts. Cheesecake counts.
Well, I didn't come back with either of any of those suggestions. So I get a full-blown red velvet cake.
Oh, wow!
I'm even bringing it on a posh stand to give it its glory that I've got a pink. It's sort of pink. It has got pink on it, actually.
Yeah, listen, Heather. Listen, now you've got that cake. You are not eating a slice of it. I want you to pick it up as if it was one big slice and I want you to munch on it. For my personal pleasure, please.
So you got the memo about the pink, kind of.
Yeah. Go on. Take a bite. Oh, cheers, by the way. Cheers.
Cheers.
Go on. Go on, do it. Oh, yes. That's the best way to eat cake. Right. I, on the other hand, have a tiny square of stodge. Okay, so I too have a story about this little piece of cake.
Very good.
Like you, I have a fabulous husband who would do anything for me. He bought me the earrings.
Oh,
And also, if I mention that I've got any kind of cake interviews, he's in the kitchen baking me a cake. So usually he makes me like chocolate and raspberry, which is what he's been recently doing. And this week he got it into his head that he was going to make bread pudding.
bread pudding.
No idea why. I think he might have got a loaf of bread on special in Morrison's. So he went and spent another tenner on all the other ingredients to make a bread pudding. Luckily, I like bread pudding.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of bread pudding, I have to say.
It's so stodgy, it's untrue, but it is good. So cheers.
Oh, cheers.
I know
Cheers
it's good because I've been eating it all week.
We could just eat cake and that's it.
That's pretty much my life.
Love it.
Good.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to put that to one side because we've done the cake thing now. And I'll carry on doing the cake thing.
I know, but I've got a taste for it now, Michelle.
Yeah, you're allowed to eat that cake. It's got no calories in it.
No calories. They don't count.
No calories because it's in the virtual world.
So Isaac everybody's been eyeing it up. When can I have a piece of that cake? I said, you can't touch it till I've had my podcast.
No, they can't touch it now anyway. You've got to eat it now. Anyway, right, so look at me being all rude, munching on cake when I'm trying to talk. I got the timing wrong. You'd think after all this time I'd get really good at knowing when to talk and when to eat, and I'm not. Anyway, so I've already said that I've been stalking you online for the last few years, pre-pandemic, which already feels like a very long time ago. You came into my world. I'm sure you were knocking about for a little while before that, but you came into my world. I noticed you because you were raising awareness around mental health, and you had a son. Well, you have a son, Isaac, and I've got a son, Isaac, and obviously everything about you was just so fabulous. I couldn't help but, give you a little snoop and a little follow, and I just loved the message. And then something kind of changed and you kind of got into your groove, and Pink Fizz Socials was born, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then we met at an event, didn't we? And then a magazine. So yeah, we've been in each other's world for a while now, which is fun.
Yeah. And you did something last year that I absolutely took my hat off to you for, which was your big event, Social Impact Live.
Oh no. And it's coming against me. I said, never again, never again.
I know that face. I know that face because I feel that face all the time. What was it like actually on the run up to that? I'm doing this for research purposes because this is the way that I'm feeling at the moment. But what was it like, kind of like getting onto the run up to that and doing it? It was a big thing.
I'm totally honest on my socials, and this is what you get. What you see is what you get with me, as you know, on socials. I'm truly transparent and say it as it is. Running events is bloody hard. Absolutely, real hard. But they have so many benefits as well. They are worth it because I know, and you know from being at events, how powerful events are.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to bring something out that is going to help. My mission is to help as many people as possible in whatever shape, way, or form, whether that's social media or sharing my story and helping people with confidence and visibility and all that jazz. So lots of sleepless nights beforehand, lots of anxiety, lots of things going wrong. I don't have a team. A lot of people who put on big events have a team behind them. It's just me. Obviously, the hubby helps out. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. And people, I don't think when they're buying tickets for these kind of events, actually realise what goes into them.
No.
Blood, sweat,
and tears.
But yeah, so I said just before the event, there was because I do struggle with anxiety and I'm very open with that. I'm not a fan of public speaking, even though I'm I think you said this on another podcast, didn't you, recently with Joanne Lazarus about being an extrovert and an introvert. I'm somewhere in the middle. And I'm very introvert when it comes to public speaking. It scares the shiz out of me and really sets my anxiety. So the anxiety was on another level before the event. Even when I sort of had like proper meltdowns, I was like, I'm in panic attacks, and I'm like, what are you doing this for, Heather? And you know what? You know, on the day, seeing people's faces, having people coming up to me saying, oh my God, this is the best event I've ever been to. You know, you've got to do this again. Just made it all worthwhile, and really, you know, why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's the reason why I'm doing it is bringing people together in a room where they can learn from speakers, where they can collaborate with other business owners, where they can make a powerful impact, where they can grow in confidence themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about learning for your business, it's about building your own self-esteem, your own confidence going to these events. It's personal development, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. And you're doing it all over again this year. We'll talk a bit more about it in detail later on.
Yeah.
Because I really want you to put it across what this entails and why people should go to it. And I will tell the story, the story of why I never made it last year.
Oh yes.
Okay, no, we're not going to go into that now. I'll tell you about it later on when we're talking about it in a bit more detail. What I want to do is kind of rewind a little bit, and I want you to tell everybody who Heather is, what Heather does, and what is in Heather's heart, because your story and what you do these days is just so powerful, so impactful. I felt it. I've been on the peripheries, and you know, I dodge in now every now and again. But you have an amazing community in your Facebook group, and I'm constantly on there scrolling, giving me two penneth and making new friends. You have an academy that you've built by bit that makes everything so unbelievably clear to people with regards to social, and it gets rid of the discomfort and the anxiety that people have around it. And I know, because I've jumped in every now and again and used some of the things that you've provided for us. And also you do like little tiny gatherings as well. You've got this amazing, have you still got it? Your little space
office? No, back to working in my home office.
Oh no, are there any plans for doing something like that again, or have you just rejigged the way things are?
Yeah, sort of rejigged how things were. What I wanted to do was more to make it worthwhile for the rental and stuff like that. I wanted to bring more workshops, but because my following is all over the country and world now, it's very hard to bring, you know, people can't always travel for like mini workshops and things like that. So I just realized, you know, that I can do so much more online and be more impactful online and still do some of the mini events, but bring people to like nicer spaces, you know, like hotels and things like that. And
you go on tour a little bit.
Yeah. So when I first
social on tour.
That's it. And that's what I did when I first launched Pink Fizz, was I had my signature, you know, Facebook Basics workshop, and I tour around with that. So I had my VIP days, and I went to Wales, I went to Devon, I did some up here in the northwest, and I think sometimes you just have to stick with something, and that really worked. And I changed my model a little bit, and then obviously, you know, for whatever reason, things happen as well. I think going back to where I started is where
the amount of times I've gone full circle, sometimes it's taken me like 20 years to come full circle. It's unbelievable. But next time you come around the full circle, you're in a completely different place. You can do so much more with it, can't you?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about how you got to this space.
So how I got to this space, so I've been on a massive journey, as you know. Heather is here to make an impact and not be a statistic, because obviously when I first started using social media and talking about my story, the first time I talked about my story and what had happened to me was probably about 8-9 years ago, and it was to the Rachel Patton song. What's it called? Brain fog, Michelle.
That's not the song. That's not.
Oh yes, forget the song. And
I'll talk to you later.
yeah, will do. And I told people my story for the first time, and it was to make awareness of the statistics of how many people have been sexually abused or been raped. And from that moment, I didn't want to be one of those statistics that we were talking about. I wanted to use my story, even though I am part of the statistics, obviously, but I wanted to use that as power to make something from a bad thing to help other people strive and talk about it and come out of the darkness and realize that, you know, we are amazing people and we don't deserve these things that happen to us. And we're in control. And we're in control of how our story pans out, how it ends, and how our chapters write out. So that's what I'm here to make a mission. I've done various businesses using social media. I've grown really successful businesses, some that have not, you know, been as successful. And I realised on my journey that people do really struggle with social media in whatever capacity, whether that's overwhelmed, that's whether they just don't understand the platforms, whether they just don't understand how to market their business, coming up with content ideas, whatever it may be. And from my journey and having the different businesses, I've always attended different things as well to learn. So I've attended seminars, I've attended workshops, I've listened to other experts, and some of the things that I went to were amazing, but I still came away feeling a little confused and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that people talked in jargon that people understood, that, you know, using fancy terminology and words that people just, you know, Joe Blogs like me and you, we just potentially don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't really, they give you the overview, but they didn't tend to give you the steps to go away and implement into your business.
Yeah.
So you're at an event, you think, oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah. Then you walk away and think, actually, I'm still overwhelmed as I was when I went in. I don't know now what to do with that information and how to implement it into my own business. So it just like, and then before Pink Fizz, I was head networking leader and director of events for a national mums in business networking company. And I was in charge of 100 leaders in the UK. And obviously one of the things that I used to help them with was social media and grow their Facebook group communities so they could sell the networking tickets. And again, I found that people just really struggled with growing communities, understanding how to leverage Facebook and understanding it in simple terms.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be complicated. So that's where Pink Fizz Social was born, really. I wanted to be that in-between person that talked to people as real humans and and, you know, explained it in simple terms that people can actually understand, with little bite-sized chunks of information that they can go away and implement into their business and have success.
Yeah.
And that's where I wanted to, you know, fill that gap that I saw in the market, that nobody was doing it in a way that I wanted to be able to deliver it to people.
And I think there's something else beyond that. I think the work that you do acts as a bridge, because the other thing that people are scared of is the way that social media, whatever platform it is, moves so quickly and changes so quickly. And as soon as we kind of grasped one idea, the next thing you know, it's not working again. It's like, well, they're doing something different. It's like, well, that doesn't work. And it's so frustrating. And I think you bridge that gap for us, because you take on that information and feed the information back in those little, very easy to understand chunks, which doesn't make it scary anymore. You take away the big monster scariness around it.
Yeah.
And you take away the overwhelm. And this is the thing, though. Now we cannot get away from social media. Right at this minute in time and looking into the future, social media is going to be around in some way, shape or form, because this is the world that's being built. And we're not going to be going backwards. We're just going to be moving forwards.
We get bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And I think, you know, everybody's privy to information. They have it at their fingertips and it's massive. But sometimes we just need somebody to kind of hold that information for us and make it digestible. And that's where we become experts in our field, because we can hold that information and we do make it digestible. In fact, it was, I think I was on one of your masterclasses. I did a masterclass for you recently. I just connected. I did a masterclass the other day, and it was in your Pink Fizz social group. And it was very much around the let's make it easy to understand. Let's make it easy to keep up with it. Let's have somebody that's leading us, whereby it's not difficult for us, that we can kind of keep up and utilize it and leverage it, because that's what we want to do in our business.
I mean, all information, is available at our fingertips somewhere, isn't it? But to consume it can be so overwhelming, and the way it's written or taught, you might not understand what they were talking about. Plus, you could read something and it'd be paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs, so there's just too much to take in. Or some of it you might not even actually need to know. So it's us as experts that can pull the little things from it. Well, actually, they don't really need to know that bit right now. That doesn't really matter. But let's just pick out some of the important things that are a bit crucial that will make a difference.
Yeah. And you do that really, really well. You do that exceedingly well, which is why you are on here telling us all about it. Now, there's something really interesting, and I want you to explain this to me. What I do is with all the guests that come on, I give them the opportunity to write down their thoughts and answer a few questions so that we can pack a lot into this interview. And one of the questions was about golden nuggets, because I love it when you can give a golden nugget. Yeah, something so amazing and it blows people's minds and they take it away and they remember you for it. Now, this was probably one of my most favoritist golden nuggets, and there've been a few. And it was, you are your own algorithm.
Oh, yes.
Tell us what you mean by that, because I was like, what?
Yeah, my favorite saying, it's on the back of my social media planner. It's on loads of images that I put out there. Just be your own algorithm. I've even got I should have wore the t-shirt today.
Yes.
Actually, I missed a trick. I've got the t-shirt written.
Well, can we buy these t-shirts? What we'll do is we'll stick it in the bottom.
Yeah, no, they're not for sale. I just had one for myself, but it could be in the pipeline. You never know. You never know. Watch this space. So everybody complains about the bloody algorithm, and it drives me insane. Okay. There is an algorithm, don't get me wrong, but we can never beat the algorithm. It changes all the time. They're always doing something in the background. There is an algorithm that's always been there. That never changes. We never know what it is, but it never changes. I mean, there is things that change all the time and added, but there is a baseline algorithm that's always been there from day dot. And as soon as something happens, or it's obviously more busy now on social media, isn't it? Since COVID, people have pivoted businesses, more people are online and embracing social media. Whereas, people had to see a piece of content 7 times before they took action. It's now 22 to 27 points of contact now since COVID.
Oh, dang it.
So
I've only just caught up to the 7 information.
It's so noisy, and people are just quick when it's not working for them and they're not getting engagement or they're not getting anything. They're always quick to blame the algorithm. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, the algorithm sometimes plays havoc with us. I get it. But a lot of the time, when I do like the Facebook audits and things like that, they're not actually doing the right things on social media. So they're complaining about the algorithm, and actually it's the content that they're putting out there that's maybe the problem.
Yeah.
And the biggest algorithm we can have is us. We are the USP for our business. We are the face of our businesses. That's what people build that like, know, and trust factor with. There's millions of people that all do the same thing as us. So what stops someone from going to Brenda down the road who does social media like me? Yeah. They invest in me as a person. They get to know me.
That's it.
They get to know Brenda, and they choose who they want to go with. So showing you on social media and just being you and creating your own algorithm, sharing you behind the scenes, what you get up to, your personality, how you help people, the solutions that you give people, and seeing the whole package of you is your algorithm.
But it's not an easy thing to do for a heck of a lot of people. It means starting from scratch with the confidence that you were talking about, with the authenticity, with understanding who you are and who you want to be and what you want from this world. And, knowing that you're human and reminding yourself that you're human, and also reminding yourself how flipping awesome you are, and also having, allowing people to have your back, and dealing with disappointment, and, all of that comes into play, and that is why it's hard. It sounds so simple, but it isn't actually. But it is.
But it is simple. You've got to just take the small steps, and just take the small steps to share a little bit of your story, or to share where you've been at weekend. Share what your hobbies are. Share something that you've had to get over. An obstacle that you've had to overcome in life, or the reason why you've launched your business and why you're passionate about doing it. Just take the small steps to start sharing little bits of nuggets like that. And then it just becomes a little bit easier every single time.
Yeah.
You post something, right, I've done that now. I feel all right. Nobody's like, give me grief, or nobody's like, I'm still alive. I'm not dead, I don't know what
people do give grief, though, don't they?
They do. And I've been trolled on National Troll Day by 10,000 trolls. I've been there, I got the t-shirt, and I'm still here because they don't know us as a person. They could be anybody. They don't pay our bills. It's about us deciding what really matters. Does our business really matter? Why we're doing it? What we're doing it for? What's our mission? And embracing social, like you said, social media isn't going anywhere.
Yep.
A lot of businesses need social media. So if your business needs social media, you have to embrace it, or sadly enough.
And you have to embrace it, but at the same time, there are lots of other avenues if that's not what you're ready for.
Yeah, lots of marketing ideas. And, I'm not saying that you've got to share War and Peace if that's not your jam and you don't want to share loads of stuff. It's entirely up to you, how much you do share, of course. But there is ways and means of not sharing your personality, sharing so people can see bits of you, whether that's going live so they can hear your voice and see, your personality, that kind of thing. Whether that's making sure that you have more one-to-ones with people and having conversations.
Yeah.
Or they're getting to know you, going to networking meetings so people are meeting you as a person.
Or opening up secret business cake clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. How many times can I get cake into my business?
Oh, I'd love, well, look, we should have had a counter, shouldn't we? How many times we mentioned it.
Hey, listen, talking about the Secret Business Cake Club, it is a thing. I opened it last week just because I met up with somebody that I didn't know, and I got to know her, and she says, we've got to do this again. I says, yeah, we'll have a cake club. And then she says, no, a business cake club. And then I said, no, a secret business cake club. And we've actually got somebody else coming to our next one.
I want to come.
Come, I'll send you the dates.
Yeah,
we're doing it.
I'll freeze my cake so I can bring it.
No, just eat that one and bring another one. You think that your family will let you freeze that cake? There's no way. No way. Don't you worry. We'll bring the cake, or we'll go somewhere where we can have some of the cake. Oh dear, yeah. So it is about, a lot of it is about making connections, making friends, building relationships, and ultimately, when you're in business and you want to make an impact, you can't really get away from that. Unless you've got somebody else to do it for you.
Course. And why I've chosen the word be your own algorithm as well, apart from what I've just said, is because, again, people get overwhelmed with the word algorithm. Oh, my God, how do I beat the algorithm? You can't beat it. Oh, my God, what are the algorithm changes at the moment? And this expert's talking about this algorithm and this algorithm. Balls to it. Just turn up and be you.
Thing is, you can't control the algorithm. It's like trying to control the weather, isn't it? Yeah. The weather is the weather. It's just going to be what it is. It'll change all the time. You'll never quite know what's going on. Exactly. But ultimately, you make sure you've got a brolly in one hand, make sure you've got your pack-a-mac in the other, and your flip-flops in the... No, I haven't got three hands, but you know what I mean. In your backpack. And then, you're ready to go. You go off and you create your adventures regardless of what the weather's like.
Exactly.
Oh my
just
goodness.
People just overcomplicate, and this just goes to the thing I'm saying about people overcomplicating it.
Yeah.
And when I actually say to some of my clients, have you tried just being you on social media? And they're like, What? I don't. Is it that simple? Yes.
But I'm boring.
Oh yeah, I get that.
No. Just be boring. Just talk about what you like talking about. I have this thing. Who was it? Was it Lou Parker once asked me? She says, "You always seem really happy. Are you really happy?" And I says, "Well, yeah, most of the time I feel pretty good." She says, "What is it? How does that happen?" I says, "Well, I don't do the things that I don't want to do, and I do the things that I do want to do. If I don't like doing it, I'm not going to blinking well do it. It just means that I effectively, when I turn up, this is what you see is what you get. Very much like you, Heather. It's like what you see is what you get. You got pink hair because you want it. You want to have pink hair. If you want to go through the whole hassle of being very high maintenance and keeping up with your pink hair, that's entirely up to you. I got pink hair because it's a whim, and I probably won't have pink hair in a couple of months because I'll get bored of it. But we turn up, we eat the cake, we have a chat, and we talk about this before we even came on. If somebody sees it and they're impacted by it and they go away and they feel better, brilliant. We've both done our jobs. If somebody else sees it and they start thinking about being their own algorithm and they go off and they do amazing things in their socials where they might have been scared before, brilliant. We've done our jobs. If somebody decides, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, somebody decides, "Ooh, that Heather, she looks really cool. What's she up to?" And then you going, a little thing, social impact live, boom, I'm going. That has a massive ripple effect. And the thing is, we don't need to be part of the algorithm for that. We just need to plug ourselves in, be ourselves, do our thing. And the magic of the freaking universe does its thing.
And you said a word, actually, I wanted to pick up on, saying that people think that I'm boring, so they don't show up. And that's a really common thing, that people don't feel that they've got anything to share. Who wants to see me?
Yeah.
They look at other people doing similar things to them, and the comparison that kills the cat. That saying that we all know, and it's true. You compare yourself to other people, experts in your area, and you think, "Oh my God, they're extroverted, they're dancing and being a larger of life on camera. I need to be like, I can't be like them.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm not going to do anything."
Yeah.
And you think that you have to be like somebody else who's successful in your area of expertise. No, you don't. If you're bored or feel that you're bored, no one's boring. But if you feel that you're boring, be boring, because you're going to attract your tribe.
I do feel like
you always attract your tribe. So whatever you are or do, people will be attracted to you in some way, because there'll be people that connect with you on a level. Well, I don't want to be so loud on social media, and this person isn't. And I get them, so I'm going to go to that person.
Yeah.
So just be authentically yourself, whatever that looks like, because there'll be somebody that connects with you.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I totally agree with you. And I think sometimes we just have to open our hearts, see people for who they are, see the magic in who they are, accept who they are, and just make friends with the people that we're really naturally connected to. And that's how we create our tribes.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't force it. You can't force somebody to love me. I like me. We're all right. I'm fucking delightful.
And there's clients and customers for everybody.
Yeah.
But if you're not showing up and showing people you, then how are you going to find your tribe? You're not going to find them. They're not going to find you. So by hiding away, you're not going to be showing, and finding those people who you can help.
Yeah. And I think you might have noticed that your tribe is pretty damn big now, because they're all congregating in your amazing event. It was the first one last year. You didn't do any pre.
No, it was the first one last year. Yeah,
you went in big style, didn't you?
I did. Go big or go home, Michelle. Go big or go home, like they say, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what though? It's all relative, because I was like, the event that I'm running later on this year, when I thought about it, it's like 100 people. That's big, and then I think, that's not big to some people. I suppose as a starting point, it's big, but it's not big to some people. Was yours around 100?
No, mine wasn't last year. And, and again, you can look at other people who do events and you think, oh, mine will never, mine's not as big as that. And do you know what? And I've come to realize I don't want a big, massive 300, 800 people at an event. I don't want that. I want to build a community that people feel safe in and connect with people. And, attending an event that's 800 people there is not for everybody,
No.
So, and it's not for me. So, when I was looking at people's events and thinking, oh, well, it's got to be like, no, it doesn't. It's Heather's event. It's Social Impact Live. It doesn't need to be like any other body's events.
Tell us what's coming up in Heather's event.
Last year we had I sold 65 tickets last year, which was, I thought, amazing for my first ever event, which was incredible. This year we are going bigger. I've got the bigger room, so we're hoping for 150 this year.
Not far off though.
Yeah, so we've sold about 100 now. So we've got about 100 in the room now. So we've got 50 left to go. So It's very exciting. But I think, like someone said, you're going to go bigger next year. And I said, not really. I might get a little bit more over the 150, but not too much. I want to stay at that, to be honest, Michelle. It's not about going bigger and getting more money. Events don't, I didn't earn anything off last year's event.
No.
It's about, putting an experience on for people, isn't it? And get people connecting and people to get to know me as a person more as well, and the business comes later if people feel that they connect to me and want to be in my world and work with me. So, I don't think I want to go bigger than, I never say never, but at this point in time, I don't want to go big.
You're following your path, you're feeling your way through, as long as it feels good to you. And I know that between now and then, there's going to be some very sticky patches, and there's going to be some times when you throw your hands up in the air and go, I want to go.
I've already cried on Monday, Michelle, because the venue for this year's have just been a nightmare, and I'm ready to pack it in lots of times already.
Don't you blooming dare.
I know, but it is tough. It is tough, but it's all worth it when you get to the end result. It really is. So I wanted to bring, there's lots of events, isn't there, for all different things, but I wanted to bring an event that is different to the others that we see out there. I wanted to bring a social media conference.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be known for the events that people go to learn about social media, to learn how to utilize social media in different aspects.
Yeah.
So we've got some amazing speakers this year. I always have an activity to do, because I don't know whether you can relate to this, but when I've been to events, and obviously having an ADHD brain, I get a little bit bored and a little bit that I need to be doing something and not sat 20 presentations all in one day.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring there's an activity. So last year we did a fire walk in between in the middle of the day. This year they're getting the opportunity to do a glass walk and a Lego walk.
Lego walk, yes. I've been practicing.
I'm sure anybody watching with kids can say, well, we've always already done Lego walks sometime through our life of having kids. So I like to break up the day with different things. So people are getting all different aspects from the event, whether that's learning from the incredible speakers, whether that's having an empowerment talk by the people who do the activity and feeling empowered that they've overcome some fears and done something amazing, whether that's making relationships in the room, doing business in the room, building friendships, connections. That's huge, and that's why I go. It's making those connections, isn't it? And the networking side of things. So there's lots going on at the event. We've got obviously Facebook, we've got a TikTok expert coming. We've got a reel expert who's going to do like a reel workshop. We've got someone talking about how to storytell on social media, how to get our message across and how to storytell. We've got somebody talking about visibility. We've got all sorts of things. It's amazing. And a celebrity to open up the day as well with an empowering talk. So we have got this year Matt from Married at First Sight.
Never watched it, but I'm sure.
Have you never watched it?
Nope.
One of my favourites. Whether I should announce that, I don't know. But it's one of my. I love it.
Well, what we'll do is we'll pop the link in the description right at the top, so that if anybody wants to grab their ticket, while you've still got a few left, because it might be that by the time this goes out, you've had it.
I know.
That would be amazing for you. Oh God, there was something I was going to ask you. Oh, right. Yeah. The most important question. Will there be cake?
There could well be. Yeah.
You're not giving the game away here, right?
No, I'm not, because I'm not sure myself, but there could well be.
Listen,
I'm sure we can find some cake in the...
Get the cake.
There is
And I will-
chocolate. I know there's going to be chocolate on the day. Oh, there is going to be cake. One of the expo stalls is a cake maker. Should they bring in Majoulis?
Who is it? Majoulis! Oh my God, Majoulis! We've got to get them on here. We've got to get them on it. How have we not had Majoulis on Experts Eating Cake?
I
have
know.
asked them. But they're so flipping busy selling their cakes that they never get.
They're going to be in the room selling cake.
In the room. Oh, blooming love those. I blooming love those too. Not just their cakes. I just love Kerry and Linz. I love them so much. They are amazing, and they give the best hugs. I did want to. I don't know if I should now. I'm a little bit shy of saying about what happened last year. I wanted to apologise again for not turning up last year. Do you know what? I to this very day, I still feel
just
like,
keep it real. Tell them. Keep it real, Michelle.
Right, well, if anybody knows me, they knows that I've had bariatric surgery. It's about 18 months ago. And one of the side effects of bariatric surgery is that your bowels are never quite the same again. Okay, so I have this thing where if I'm going anywhere, I have to kind of prepare myself for it and make sure that I don't eat anything before I go. So I didn't, but literally all week, the whole week on the lead up to Social Impact Live, there was something in my head going, this for some reason, I have to not go. And I was like, no, I'm going, and that's the end of it. Got my ticket, I'm going, and because I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, there was something in the back of my head going, no, you're not going. And I'm going. So I sorted out childcare. I sorted out my route and everything. I sorted out my outfit. I sorted everything out. I had a word with myself, and every day I was like, no, you're going. Right, we're going. We're excited about this. It's almost like I had two people in my head. And then on that, was it a Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, on that Friday morning, I opened my eyes, I sat up in bed and I went, you're not going. And I was like, what the hell? And I'd arranged for Isaac to go to his friends first thing in the morning so I can get on the motorway and bomb down there and get there in time. And I was like, all right, I'm not going. I feel really bad now. I better tell Heather I'm not going. And I know in the grand scheme of things, you probably wouldn't have even missed me if I hadn't have been there. But I just felt really bad. So I was like, I'm not going. But you know that kind of like instinct that it almost scared me to the point of something disastrous is going to happen if I go. So I was like, right, I'll message Heather. I'll take Isaac round to his friends early because I promised him and he was looking forward to it. I could have kept him at home, but I thought, no, I'll walk him round. So I must have been about 7:30 in the morning. Everything was fine. Didn't have my breakfast, ready to go. We're going. No, we're not going. I'm not going. So, but everything was fine. And I walked round, and on the way back, bearing in mind that his friend lives maximum 2 minutes walk away. And on the way back, all of a sudden I needed the toilet. And bearing in mind that I was like meters away from my front door, I literally couldn't hold it, fell out. Can you imagine if I'd have actually got in the car on the motorway towards Social Impact Live? I probably wouldn't have even made it anyway. But I've had to drive home with dirty knickers. And
somebody was protecting you, knew it was, something was telling you the reason why.
I just found it all very strange. It was one of those things. It wasn't a matter of me having a conscious, right, we're going. No, it was like this overwhelming feeling of it'll be a disaster. No, it'll be a disaster. Like that kind of impending doom kind of feeling. And that's the reason why I didn't go. And I was so flipping gutted because I get FOMO so bad you wouldn't believe. Because I'm such good friends with a lot of people, and I love going to places where I get the opportunity to make new friends as well. So it's partly I'm missing out on my mates, and they all told me about it afterwards, and I was like, I don't want to go.
You have to make sure that you come this year then.
Yes. Well, it's in my brain. But I'm a lastminute.com. So, and even if there's no tickets, I will find a flipping ticket. So, watch this space. But the Lego thing, I'll probably give that a body swerve. But being in the room, being there, not just supporting you, but being in the room and really being a part of something so amazing.
Soaking up the atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah.
How people left that event last year, I'll never ever forget. And that's what spurs me on to continue doing it this year now, because seeing people's faces, feeling the electric in the room, the amount of people that was hugging me on the way out and say, thank you. It was, incredible.
Mhm.
Just, I'll never ever forget that.
Yeah. And you'll get it all over again this year as well. It'll be amazing. Anybody who wants to go, get your tickets. It's in the description below. Just click on the linky and get yourself over there. It's going to be amazing. You can walk on Lego. You can meet celebrities.
Glass as well.
And glass. Jesus Christ, glass.
I've done it before. I did it a few years ago. It was an amazing experience. I was terrified before it. But the guy who does it just does like this amazing motivation talk beforehand and gets you all geared up, and obviously safety and all that as well. Yeah. And when you've done it and everybody cheering you and clapping you, it's just an amazing feeling.
And the pictures are always brilliant. Pictures are always brilliant. I did a fire walk with Anthony Robbins over 20 odd years ago in London. And it was cool moss.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do that, probably. But that was quite a long time ago. I still remember it. It was still good fun. It was in October. It was raining. It was outside. It was cold. It was wet. But that fire burned, man. It burned.
And it's great when you do it. It's an accomplishment, isn't it? And it's something, you can go away and say, I've walked on fire, I've walked on glass. And it's
we all say we've walked on Lego.
Well, yeah.
Like, tip the box out. We're immune to that one now. I'm sure that there's people out there that haven't walked on Lego that need to experience.
Yeah.
We'll let them do that. So you've got your Social Impact Live, but one of the things that I absolutely love what you do is your academy. How you keep people accountable, how you give them a structure to be able to kind of plug into their social media, be their own algorithm, get out into the world, and you make it super. It couldn't make it any easier. Yeah. So tell us about the academy and how that's all set up and how people can get involved.
So the academy came to light is because I've been in so many different memberships, and you join this membership for networking, you join this membership to get this, join this membership for this. I was in loads of different memberships, and it was all good. Don't get me wrong, there's some amazing memberships out there really is. I just thought, you know what, with people that are coming to me, they're struggling with this time for social media, having time to do it, they're struggling with accountability, they're struggling with content ideas, they want to get the business seen and they want more visibility. They want social media tips and hacks on how to streamline and how to get out there. I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be amazing to create a membership that helped all these different aspects? So that's where it came to life, really, that I wanted everything in one place.
Yeah.
But really, apart from, there are certain things, obviously, you don't get in there, but the majority of things that people need are in, it's like a business in a box, really. So they get access to thousands of different templates that I've created and graphics that are all editable, that you can edit and rebrand. So again,
I've used them. I've signed up for your summer stuff before now. I've used them.
The body of the template's done, so it's saving you time. You've got access to 3 years now worth of content ideas. So again, if you're struggling with content ideas, you can just log a thing. Oh, what can I post this week? What can I get scheduled in? It's all there for you. There's even scripts, where you can fill in the blanks. And if you're struggling to write something, like a sales post or an email.
Things like the hooks as well are really good.
Yeah, there's hook lines, call to actions that you can use. There's interaction questions that you can just press copy and go to your socials and press paste. 2 networking meetings on Zoom every single month. So again, you're going to get that exposure for your business and get eyes and build those relationships. We have an accountability and a goal setting session every month as well on Zoom. Brand new, which we've just started, is a co-working session as well. So once a month co-working again. So you're keeping yourself accountable. We're all just going to create content in that session. And they've got access to me to ask questions and things like that. And we're going to get shiz done in that session. You get access to other experts. So loads of masterclasses from other experts. So if you need Canva training, mindset training, money mindset, sales training, other social media platforms like TikTok, LinkedIn, all those. There's loads of masterclasses that, are for everything in there.
It's a one-stop shop for social media and getting visible. It's brilliant. I absolutely flipping love it. And it's fun, and it's bright, and it's engaging, and it's easy to use. I mean, what's not to love? Again, if anybody wants in on this, we're going to pop the link down below.
And the best thing is, it's only 29 quid a month for all that. You pay 29 or even more just for networking sometimes.
Absolutely. And I think it's this thing, if you're one of these people who sits there and goes, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to write. Oh my God, I've got so many posts that I need to write. How am I going to stand out? I don't want to put myself on the thing. How am I going to repurpose this? I don't know how to do graphics. It's all too overwhelming. I'm just going to go and hide and pretend that I don't have to do it. And I'm just going to rely on the universe to give me business and make me visible. It's like, no.
It's not going to happen. You've got to do the work.
You've got to do the work.
But I can make it simpler and easy for you so it doesn't become stressful, overwhelming, and it's all simplified. And you also get access to all my courses that are all, they're priced at £49 just alone are the courses each. So, if you want a course, you can just get it in the academy for the 29 quid.
Step by step, learn how to do this, learn how to do the other, and it sounds absolutely fabulous and absolutely affordable. And it's one of those things that as business owners, when we do need help and we can't afford to pay for somebody to come in and do the work for us, this is a really good way of doing it. Yes, we still have to do the work, but you make it so easy that, it gets less overwhelming and you actually take steps to move forward. Okay. Right, I've got a killer question for you. We've got a killer question, right? Ooh, so talking about moving forward. Oh, don't worry about it. Talking about moving forward and making things easier and being motivated and taking action. See what I did there? What I want to do, I don't know if I'm putting this correctly, ask you, what is the one practice, the thing that you do regularly and you do it without fail that gets your motor going, or juices, or motor, or...
Ooh, good one. Good one. There's lots of things, really. Ooh. What gets my juices going? Seeing other people succeed.
Yeah.
So going on social media and seeing what people are up to and celebrating people's wins that they're promoting. I love that. I love being people's cheerleader and getting behind them and cheerleading them. But anything else? Just if I'm having a down day, which we all have, I go and look at all my testimonials. So I have a group with all my testimonials in that I can just go and have a read and think, that's why I'm doing it. That's my mission.
A really good tip, actually. Yeah.
So if I'm on a down day or, doubting myself, I go and have a look at all my testimonials and have a good read and think, yes, that's why I'm doing it. And that gets me back on track again. Yeah.
Top tip. You heard it first from Heather. It's social. The thing that you need to do is make sure you put your testimonials in one place so that when you're having a shit day, you've got somewhere to go and cheer yourself up. Actually, it's not that dissimilar to what my mum does. My mum's, over the last 50 years or so, because she came from Poland and she settled when she was 18. She settled in the UK, and she used to do the old-fashioned writing, postcards, writing letters. Even before she left Poland, she used to write with my dad, and they used to be pen pals and stuff. So she always used to write lots of letters. I don't think she does so much now. I think she uses WhatsApp, but she does. She gets cards from people. She keeps all the cards. She keeps all the messages. She keeps all. And when I was clearing out her house, we had to dedicate a whole wardrobe just for 50 years worth of stuff that had been sent. So she has them in all these boxes. And what she does is, if she's not feeling too brilliant, she'll get one of the boxes out and she'll go through and she'll read it, and it'll make her feel loved and make her feel good again.
So yeah.
I'm not like that. I just chuck everything away. It's like cards. I've enjoyed them for the last month. They're going in the bin. They may take up too much space in the house.
Yeah. No. So that would be my tip, definitely.
Brilliant. Have you still got your cake left?
I have.
Go on then. Have another bite. Have another bite. Is there enough left for everybody else? Just eat, just eat loads of it and pretend that you were on here for hours and hours and you just had to eat it to sustain you. Mine's gone. It was only a little piece, to be fair, because I have been eating it all week and I felt a little bit guilty that, well, it made me a whole box of this stuff, you see. And even though he's expecting me to eat it, I don't want him to come back home on Friday and see that I've eaten the whole lot. Because I will.
I love it. Love it.
At a time. I don't want my husband to think I'm a total cake monster, but he already knows.
He knows you too well, Michelle.
He does. He does. Oh, do you know what? It's been brilliant having you on here. Social Impact Live. I'm gonna have to get my ticket. I will be deadline dancing because I literally do it for every single event that I ever go to. But I'll have a little fund, a little pot. So put all my pennies in there, and I get it when my pennies are full to the top. So yes, this year I am not going to poo my pants. This
year you can have a little bag with a change of clothes and some clean knickers that you can have in the car just in case, and some wet wipes.
You know what? We're laughing about it, but it's such a brilliant idea. The emergency bag.
Emergency bag.
I'm going to go and do that now, actually.
Michelle's emergency bag.
I've got an emergency bag, you know, for when you get stuck in the hills and it's freezing and you got like one of them blankets in and like one of them triangles. This one's going to be... What do I need? What do I need for emergency bag? I need a pair of clean knickers.
Knickers, pants.
Pants, wipes. Perfume.
Yeah.
A doggy poo bag. Trauma cake. I need trauma cake as well.
Cake, yeah.
Yeah, I did have trauma cake the other day. I went for a walk and about halfway around the res, I needed a toilet. This is a common thing. And it was do or die. It was sink or swim, Heather. Honest to God, I spent the whole walk home like really fast, going, "You can do it. You can do it."
I thought you were going to say you had to go behind the bus.
Stay in there. And I ended up not making it home. I actually nipped to the cafe on the way home. I said, "Can I use your toilet?" And I dashed to the toilet and I got myself a trauma cake on the way.
Wow. We need it, don't we?
Give him the game away here. Oh, my God. Never mind. We will leave it on that note. And I will catch up with you on your Facebook group because it is.
You will indeed. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you've been brilliant. I'll let you go.
Thank you very much.
Carry on doing all the stuff for the event because I know you've still got loads and loads left to do. Don't stress.
Indeed. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness me. That was the amazing Heather Rose. Check her out at Social Impact Live. Check her out on her academy. If you want to get your head back on straight with your socials, if you don't want to feel the overwhelm, if you want somebody to hold your hand and say, "This is okay, you can do it," then Heather is your gal. One of the things that I'm going to be doing is following in her footsteps and bringing my own event as well. And this event is for dream builders and world changers, people who are on a mission to change the world, but realize that the path to changing the world and building dreams is actually not that straightforward. So how do you build resilience? How do you build strength as a business owner? How do you bring yourself every single day to the table so that you can actually keep going and have some fun along the way? We're going to be talking about it. I've got some amazing guest experts who are going to be unpacking little different things that we face as business owners every single day. And we're going to figure out what we need to do to get really strong on that journey so that we can make an impact in the world. That's going to be on the 1st of November in Preston in the beautiful Brockholes Nature Reserve. Have you got your ticket yet? If you haven't, come on, people. I'll see you later.